Hey guys, welcome to ANX Gamecast, level 124. I'm Unbiased and I'm here with Genesis and Mike B. How's it going, guys?
Good.
I'm in it to win it.
What?
What are you gonna win?
For real.
No.
Second podcast of the night. Ate too much, but I'm ready to go.
Probably ate too fast.
Ate too fast, ate too much, but I'm ready to go.
All right, well, what are you excited to talk about?
Mike?
I'm ready. I'm super excited to talk about this Satoshi Kon film.
Which one?
Perfect Blue.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about Perfect Blue. What you got?
Perfect Blue.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do the social media thing real quick. Follow us at ANX Gamecast on all social media outlets and wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Yeah, Mike over there checking out the Instagram right now. I'm posting hot fire. I know y'all probably like, man, we checked it out and there was nothing there. Well, it's something out there now. Look,
so check
go
it
out there. So anyway, and wherever you get your favorite podcast, speaking of your favorite podcast, if you're listening to this audio only, I'll put a link down in the description. We are on YouTube under AVersion TV. Go there, watch some of the videos, give it the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates. Y'all ready for round one?
Yes.
Round one.
The anime we're currently watching.
Mike B.
What you got?
So I'm actually watching like a remake version of an old anime called Orphen Slayer.
Orphen, like the video game?
Do you remember that? It was a PS2 game?
Yeah, the RPG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they remade Orphen?
Apparently, I guess they remade the animated version. It's kind of like a somewhat of like it seems close to it. Some elements of it are a little bit different, but seems pretty legit. I went on Hulu just looking for another anime to look at.
Okay.
Went through, I saw Orphen down there. You know, Orphen is of course a sorcerer from the Tower of Fang. His whole goal is to find a sword in order to revert his his sister figure or this girl that he likes back from being a dragon that's going around killing everybody. So it's pretty cool.
So I've been having trouble finding anime on my streaming networks that I use.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So I actually finished up Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Season 1.
Did you see that last episode?
Of course, I finished it. Well, what about it?
I know. I'm just saying.
He's scared to say anything because he don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah, I know. That's why I gotta check. I don't want to spoil nothing. So, what did you think?
Did anything interesting happen in the last episode?
Yeah,
Not that I remember. Not that I recall. Not anything.
Maybe that was
spectacular.
Maybe that was season 2.
Probably so. Yeah. No, let me not say nothing. Maybe it's season 2.
No, it was just like what happened in the last episode? I don't know. He killed the big whatever they were fighting.
Yeah, in the little cave area or whatever. Yeah.
So nothing spectacular.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if that didn't wow you, then
no, I mean nothing more than what he's been doing the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time there's a new enemy, he finds a way to beat him.
A ton of fan service, right?
Yeah. I mean, just generally speaking, in the anime, yeah. But anyway, done with that. So now I've moved on to Goblin Slayer.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you mean, really?
Didn't we start that?
Yeah, we started it. I didn't figure you wanted to watch anymore. So again, I just watch it on the treadmill. It's gotten worse than what I like what I saw from the first couple of episodes. Just a lot of random things happening that don't make a whole lot of sense. Like there's a whole party that shows up and looking for him, and they go on this big adventure. And now you have like all these mages and dwarves with you that do all this stuff, and now you got a whole squad with you. When you were solo dolo going around by yourself, now you got a mage healing you. You got the whole party, and it's just like it's kind of really not a whole lot of direction other than I'm the Goblin Slayer. I like to kill goblins. So if you say goblins, I'll go. It's like, okay.
That's all you do, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's just getting worse to me. It's not good. It's not great, but I'll try to finish it off as I'm on the treadmill.
I mean, I heard about it but I was wondering, is that something that I would be into, or is it just kind of bland?
I don't know, because I feel like you're more into the fighting stuff. This is more fantasy with swords, but not Berserk.
Oh,
like
okay.
if you hear about Goblin Slayer, you would think it was on Berserk's level, but it's not. Think about like Berserk with, I don't want to go that far and say My Hero, but to try to pick up girls in the dungeon, like that's that art style, but with more of a Berserk-esque story. But it's just like it doesn't mesh.
Okay, I see.
Like I can't take this serious. Like when we watched Higurashi, shout out, like it started off like Pallet Town, but then the graphics changed when it got to the dark moments where the little girls were trying to kill you. Right, the graphics changed. Right, it's not like that here. It's just like
it's kind of disturbing.
The
too.
move doesn't fit at all.
No.
Do you think it's kind of disturbing?
What?
Goblin Slayer.
I mean,
that first or second episode we watched, I was kind of like,
well, it just the graphics just don't fit what, like I said, what was happening. So it didn't even disturb me because I was just like, whatever, this is stupid. Like to be honest, like I was just like, it didn't fit. It was nothing dark about it. Like generally speaking, there was some very similar things going on in Berserk with some of the monsters and the women.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yep.
But I don't remember you saying that was disturbing.
Well, I felt like with Berserk, you had the little guy that like tortured people. Like that was disturbing to me. And then of course the scene that is like the scene. But that was like one scene.
I felt like it fit the anime though.
Yeah, I mean it did.
Like this don't fit at all. Like I said, it starts off like, is it wrong to pick up girls, like that art style? Then all of a sudden you got these goblins raping this girl.
Yeah.
So is that the scene that you were bringing up that was disturbing? Or?
But they don't show it.
Still, no, but still, it's implied and it's kind of like uncomfortable to me.
You know what? It's interesting because that was actually a really big thing when it first came out. So many people had different feelings and some people didn't like it here or there. But here's my thing about it. It surprised me only because I was like, this stuff has been going on in anime for a long time. Like this isn't the first time this has happened. Like there are some animes that do even more worse type, gore-ish type. Like even though it is a very discomforting thing, like I said, which I understand. Like this right here, from what I've seen from it, I was like, there's some stuff that's like way worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I don't know.
No, I understand.
It was just because they're just little goblins, and there was like a lot of them, and I don't know. It's just gross.
So like I said, for me, it was just a situation where it just didn't fit. That's why I didn't like it. It's not like it put me off or anything like that. It just didn't fit. It didn't fit what was going on, and I was just like, this is not very good.
No, I understand. No, I mean, if something has a kind of feel like that, I wouldn't be too interested in it. It'll just throw me off then.
So what you got over there?
Dragon Ball Z.
Who?
These last two episodes were like so boring. It was just so drawn out. It was just Goku and Vegeta fighting. Basically, he killed Nappa, and so now they flew off to their own little spot so they could fight. And he powered up to something times 3.
Kaioken?
Is that what it was?
Did he turn red?
I don't know.
Did he turn red?
I think so.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, it's Kaioken.
I thought you meant like, isn't there something with like red hair? I was like, I don't remember seeing.
Well, usually when he goes Kaioken, his hair will kind of go up. It won't turn gold. He doesn't go Super Saiyan, but he just has that red aura around him.
Yeah, it was like a red aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
But they just drew it out for like, and I know we've talked about this multiple times, you know, but it was just like, I was like, can y'all just get to it?
Well, I mean, I think she got to her first episode where you end off the episode where 2 people powering up, and then you start the next episode a few moments before they started powering up the last episode, and then they spend the next 5 to 10 minutes in the new episode powering up. So
welcome to the club. The next episode of Dragon Ball Z. On the next episode.
I'm just like, I mean, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to take this because this is what we went through with Dragon Ball Super. It's just like, get to it.
That's Dragon Ball.
I know, but I just don't know how long I can take this.
Now, just imagine, like, you have all the DVDs right there, and you can hit the skip button.
I know that's what you said last time. Imagine being a kid and watching for the,
Just imagine walking home from school and be like, "Yeah, I'm getting some new Dragon Ball Z."
Nothing happens,
and then nothing happens the whole episode.
They were just powering up the whole time.
Yep. And then that next day. You miss it for some reason, and everybody's talking about it.
And something finally happens.
And something finally happened. Did you see Vegeta get kicked through that mountain?
I'm like, oh man,
I didn't.
I'm just like,
I had detention.
Just get to it. Let's get to the next thing. And then like they have Piccolo and
Piccolo.
Gohan. I always get them mixed up.
I don't know Krillin. How. I don't know how you get Krillin and Piccolo mixed up.
Because the K, it's like the Piccolo Krillin. I don't know.
Krillin starts with a K.
I know, but the K, that sound. But anyway, then you got Krillin and Gohan flying. Like, how far do they need to go? They were flying for 2 episodes.
They weren't flying real fast though.
Still.
They were like flying in the powered down mode. I don't know why. Because Bulma was on the scouter. Trying to figure out what's going on because the crystal ball wasn't working. And she picked up Vegeta and Goku's energy, but didn't pick up Krillin and Gohan's. So I think it was them. You know how they power all the way down and they fly real slow. For some reason, that's what they were doing
for 2 episodes. It was just them flying in the air.
Oh yeah.
I was just like,
but what happened at the end? I didn't sound like the question Mike asked me.
Yeah.
She don't be watching these shows for real.
I'm serious. I blink out.
She was over there pulling paper off a bottle.
No, I was watching it. I just blank out because I'm just like.
One of the reasons why it kind of gets drawn out is because they have to meet. So they're interpreting it from the manga over to anime, and they have to draw it out to make it fit for that 30 minutes or that 25 minutes or whatever block. And so that's how come you'll get like the whole they're powering up for like so long.
Yeah. Because
they're like, okay, well, we got to make everything fit in the next episode because everything's just going to run out here and they want to leave it on a cliffhanger. So
I can't even remember now. I can't even remember what happened at the end.
So Mike, if you pull your mic up just a little bit.
About right here?
A little bit more. And then I'll tell you what happened. Okay.
About right there? Okay, cool.
Well, Vegeta turned into the big ape.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, so they're like, Goku's like, I'm gonna try the spirit bomb, if I have anything left in me. But then here comes Vegeta, and he's like, I'm gonna turn into an ape. I have this thing, and I'll throw it into the sky, and it'll turn into a moon. The whole time he's telling him what he's gonna do, and Goku.
Welcome to anime.
Goku did seem like he was confused, like he didn't know what he was talking about. But he didn't do anything. And I'm like, throw your stupid spirit bomb. Like he's just talking and talking.
Well, one, the spirit bomb don't work that way.
Oh.
But 2, it didn't make any sense what Goku said. Or do I have enough energy to do this? Like
you would know.
Well, it's not your energy.
Yes, it's energy around you.
You're not. It's not even your energy that's creating the move. It's all the energy around you. So it's kind of like Goku. What are you talking about? But okay.
Well, whatever. I'm just like, would you just do it? Well, he doesn't. He just stands there, and so then Vegeta throws the moon up in the sky.
He's like, and what is that? Ah!
Then he turns into a humongous ape or monkey or whatever he is, and it's like, okay, I'm like, okay, now what are you gonna do now, Goku?
Yeah, missed out on that Funko Pop at Hot Topic. They had the big ape, the 10-inch.
Like the actually really big one?
Yeah, but Vegeta with the armor.
You're kidding me. I know you would have kept that one.
Yeah, I missed out on that one.
Man.
Yeah.
They do that in anime a lot.
But I should be blanking out sometimes. I'm like,
you gotta pay attention.
But
or you gotta watch something else. I don't know.
I wanna know the story, but I just wish they would just get to stuff.
Well, because you still got like
250
episodes. So
I know.
Okay, so anyway, y'all ready for round 2?
Round 2.
Conversation piece. What do we decide on? Anime, is it for kids?
No.
It depends.
It depends, but generally speaking, I think rule of thumb is,
you know what,
that it's not for your kids. I think rule of thumb is that it's not for your kids.
You know what? I feel like in America, it's not for your kids. In Japan, it's for your kids.
Okay, I don't know.
That could be. I mean, because culturally, like they're you know,
very different.
Very different. I mean, it's the same thing with Europe. Like, they show naked people all the time to kids. Like, it's not a big deal. You know, it's probably like that in Japan.
Well, I don't know what these are rated over in Japan, and I don't know what kids in Japan watch. But generally speaking, parents, if you're out at the store, the anime that it is for your kids will be mixed in with your kids' stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the anime in the anime section is not for your kids.
It's almost like, it seems like in America, most animated stuff is for children, but you have some animated stuff that's for adults. And it seems like anime, it's a reverse. It seems like most of it is for adults, but you do have some in there for kids. You just have to look for it.
Yeah.
That's generally speaking. I mean, I know there's like, you know, caveats to that, but I'm just saying.
So let me tell a quick story real quick. If it was not for this particular topic, I would not even know Mike.
Why?
I wouldn't even know you, bro.
Why?
So I worked at Blockbuster, shout out, and all the Blockbusters had anime sections. Sometimes they were not labeled. The anime was just kind of over right next to the family section or the kids section.
Yeah.
So you have family, Dumbo, Cinderella, right?
Yeah.
Ninja Scroll. But the people who work at Blockbuster don't know no difference. Oh, this is a cartoon. It goes in the family section. Most adult cartoons, at least at the time, because we're talking about 2003 at this point, most adult cartoons were well known, and you knew this wasn't for kids, and you knew it didn't go there. It wasn't that many. Right? You knew The Simpsons didn't go over there. The Simpsons box set didn't go there. You knew that. But that's one of the only American-made adult teenager cartoons that were out there that everybody knew. Nobody knew what a Ninja Scroll was, so it goes in the family section. So I was whoa.
What is this doing here?
Whoa. Like, I'm barely at this point old enough to rent this, but it's over in the family section. Like, I'm 18 at this point, right?
Aww.
And Ninja Scroll is in the family section. I'm like, no.
Yeah, something ain't right.
So I went to the bathroom where the signs were.
What?
Yeah, it's just where the signs were. The headers, like I said, family section, you know.
In the bathroom?
Yeah, it was in the bathroom.
Oh, employee bathroom. Because they didn't have a public restroom. Okay, yeah.
No, we had public.
Oh, we did? You did?
Yeah. Oh. I did. I don't know about your regular Blockbuster in Houston.
Oh, gosh.
Shout out.
I don't remember there being restrooms, but go ahead.
Yeah, we had one. It wasn't like open. You had to get the key, but
okay.
Anyway, in the employee restroom, they had some more signs. So I was going through the signs. I'm like, anime. And we had no official anime section. So it's like, I'm going to make an anime section. I'm going to go around the store. I'm going to collect all the anime that's in all the random places, because some of them you didn't know it was anime by the cover, so it was an action section or whatever. So it's just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
So I made an anime section.
Nice.
It was only like 2 shelves, and it was kind of bare at first. And then all of a sudden, I see somebody like in my section shopping.
Oh, boy.
Big black dude.
Oh, okay.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
And I was like, yo, man, you need to put that back where you got it from, because I picked up something and didn't quite put back where it was supposed to go. You like anime? Yeah. Okay, well, check out this one right here. It's dope. Okay, cool. AJ.
Yep, I knew
the
it.
Juice. Workflow. He got too many names. So anyway, and then he introduced me to Mike B. And so none of that. I would have never beat you in that Street Fighter tournament. if I wasn't trying to save parents from letting their 8-year-old kid watch Ninja Scroll. So I mean, I feel like I saw a meme more recently, because I guess the conversation is still happening. People are making memes out of certain scenes of movies. That's like, this scene right here is why anime is not for kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you say. Oh, it's a cartoon.
Right.
It's for kids. It's like, this scene right here, whatever that was, not for kids. So, again, are there anime for kids? Sure. Again, it's going to be mixed into your Disney movies. I think they've gotten a handle on that now.
Is like My Hero for kids?
It's more for like preteen, teenagers.
Yeah, that's for the
middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's probably in that shonen area of like.
She don't know nothing about shonen.
Well, you know,
Shonen Jump.
Yeah. Yeah,
she don't know nothing about shonen.
There you go. See, she got it. She knows.
I'm just repeating stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is.
I'm sitting there like, oh, she knows. Okay, but that's for like the young young to like teen age, you know?
Yeah. So not quite for little kids, but
yeah,
little kids end up watching it. And I think, I don't want to say it's a problem, but I think more kids are being exposed to anime beyond their age limit because parents are not restricting because they don't know what it is.
Right.
So when I was that age, I was watching Ninja Scroll. However, I was the exception, not the rule. Every kid out there in middle school and high school was not watching Ninja Scroll. They didn't want to watch anime at all because it wasn't cool or fashionable.
Yeah, they thought it was just for kids.
Right.
Generally.
So now you got parents letting their little kids watch My Hero, which is not Ninja Scroll, but it might still be a little
advanced
for a little kid. Stick to the Pokemon.
You know what? One of my friends, I was talking to him and he was telling me how his daughter, she actually gotten into anime.
Shout out.
And, I'm like, cool. You know what I told him? This is what I had to tell him because he's not familiar with it. And,
what? You got friends that don't watch anime?
No, yeah, apparently I do.
Where you find these people at?
But you know what? But like for over here, like in America, like you said, like what Ann said, like with the cultural difference and stuff, for American kids, I had to have a talk with them and let them know. I said, okay, dude, anime is cool. There's some really good stories and some good things about it. But I told them, I said, it'll be better if you sit down and you watch some of this stuff, like what she's looking at. Like, make sure you kind of analyze, like, okay, what are you looking at? Because I'm like, she's no older than like, I don't know. She's not over than 15. Yeah. I can say it right now.
So that's gonna be hard for him to do because I don't know a whole lot of 15-year-olds or high school girls anyway. They want to sit down and watch anything with their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be a little difficult for him. But 15 is,
if she was 15, I'd probably be like, okay, she should be old enough to kind of, differentiate that kind of stuff. But I think for her age right now, I'm kind of like, she is a young teen. But I'm kind of like, hey, be careful about what's being shown because some of this stuff
you just can't let her watch anything.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have to filter it as much.
Yeah,
because she's 15. Like anything that comes on TV is probably going to be fine for her.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything that comes on TV, but anything that comes on TV is not okay for an 8-year-old.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just depends. All kids are different. So I think the main thing is be aware of the fan service if you're not wanting her exposed to that kind of stuff. Or some of the stuff that's more, whatever word you want to use, horror or like violent,
Well, I mean, look at it. Like with a lot of American TV shows, there's so much censorship. And I mean, one of the very reasons why like you and me probably went to anime is just because anime was offering something that American TV shows couldn't give us.
Well, I think it just couldn't. For me, it was just anime in general. Just the art style of something drawn could always give me something that like a live action TV show could not. So that works for American made animation too. But American made animation wasn't necessarily making adult oriented content. So it was like once I got to 15, 16, I wanted to watch Ninja. Once I saw Ninja Scroll, I was like, whoa, they make stuff like this. Whereas Perfect Blue, which we're reviewing today, like this is adult oriented.
Absolutely.
This is not for kids. It's not a cartoon. It's not Pokemon, right? It's not Digimon. Shout out, I like Digimon. But it's something more for my speed and my age as I got older, as opposed to, some of the Batman, it got kind of PG-13, but it didn't really, just Superman, it didn't really go there.
Yeah.
And some of the Marvel animations, it never went there to a more adult theme. So it was just like, and what I mean by they could do stuff that the live action was doing, you can draw anything.
Yeah.
You can draw whatever, but doing a live action show is hard. It's, you got budgets, you got restraints, and especially back then, CGI wasn't even that great. Especially not for TV. We see Star Trek now.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff don't look good. So you had limitations on what you can do. But drawing, you can draw anything. You can draw like a kite with two horns coming out of it. Like, I don't know why that would be cool. I'm not saying it would be, but you definitely would never get that with live action American shows.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons that attracted me to anime. I was like, they can do anything, and not in the realm of kid friendly stuff like Disney, right? Out of that realm, so in the adult realm, and you can do anything with it. So it was just like,
you know what? No, honesty, no, you're absolutely right, because like you said, when we get to Perfect Blue, we can actually go into that in more detail. But like, there are some times where, see, Japan, they actually, rather than America, see, Japan, they absolutely took their animation serious. Like, it didn't just end at, okay, this is something fun to do and now it's just for kids. No, they were like, no, we're making genres for all types of ages, like, to where, you know, that's how come you just can't just throw a kid in. Like, okay, there are so many times I'll go over to somebody's house, and when I used to go over like to a friend's house and we're watching anime, right? And their mother or somebody bring like their nephew or their kid in, and they'll be like, hey, here, let them watch that with you. And it's like, they can't watch this. It's like, this is like if they were to watch this, you'll be angry at us. And that's because, see, for Japan, they're telling stories that can't be told or caught on the big screen. There's certain things you just can't do. And you know, and that's why it's so more adult oriented type.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I guess anime wasn't real big when I was a kid. No. I mean, you know,
no, because I mean, it wasn't big when we were kids.
Yeah,
because I mean, I was totally happy watching like Go-Go Gadget and you know, like Heathcliff and Garfield and whatever.
I mean, we watched that too, but again, when I was that age, there was only like, again, 1 or 2 animes on. And then all the rest was your Go-Go Gadget.
Yeah.
Right? It was all that Saturday morning cartoon stuff. Then the 2 animes turned into 3 because you got Pokemon. You got Dragon Ball Z Sailor Moon. Then you add Pokemon. Then you add Digimon. Then you add Tenchi. Then you add Gundam Wing. And Gundam Wing kind of takes you into a whole different types of more drama, more adult themed, you know, stuff. And then it's like, oh, there's Ninja Scroll. There's a movie. Like, they make anime movies, you know.
They dealt with more serious situations too, because like with like American animation, they would, you know, they wanted to protect the kids, which I understand, but it's like there were some situations where they will hold your hand with, where anime is kind of like, with some of those, it's like, okay, we're not going to hold your hand. We're going to show you the harsh reality, but we're going to teach you a lesson at the same time.
Yep.
Real quick, when you said Inspector Gadget, I didn't know if you knew it, but originally I believe they were supposed to make a Lupin. You ever heard of Lupin the Third?
Yeah, from you.
Yeah. So Lupin the Third is a older and a very famous anime. The creator of it died, I believe, like last year or 2 years ago. But the Inspector Gadget was supposed to be a Lupin anime that was supposed to be kind of coming over here in America, like them breaking out over here. But I think things didn't fall through. Okay. And so they kind of switched it over and made it Inspector Gadget.
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Go, Gadget, go. See, we watched that stuff too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Y'all ready for round 3?
Let's do it.
Round 3.
Perfect Blue on Blu-ray. What's it say? What's the sticker here? 20th anniversary edition, newly remastered, first time on Blu-ray.
Yes.
So is this the same version that you watched?
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah. Okay, well, so check this out. Cool. So when I actually got reinvigorated into watching the Satoshi Kon.
Reinvigorated.
Yeah, I got right into it. Like, I got back into wanting to watch.
Drinking lemonade.
So I wanted to look at all the Satoshi Kon films. I wanted to own them because I said I want to have these in my collection. But at the time, they only had like the old school, like the old DVDs. Oh. They did have VHS. They only had the VHS in the old DVDs.
Yeah.
And those were extremely expensive.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, these animes, like, I believe, like, if you were to try to get Perfect Blue, the first DVD, you probably would have spent like over $70 or something just trying to get your hands on that.
Well, luckily I still had mine. I still got mine upstairs.
Yeah. So it holds value. So what I did was I was sitting there waiting, and actually the Blu-ray one actually came out like when I was looking for it at the time, and I went and I scooped it up. So that's the exact same one that I have.
Okay. So new thing that we're doing. We're gonna do spoiler free.
Nice. Okay.
So we're gonna do spoiler free, and then we can get into the spoilers.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Even though this is an old movie. So first thing I want to point out is they talked about newly remastered and the first time on Blu-ray. It took me a minute to get used to it. It took me a minute. And I was not enjoying the experience at first. And I don't know if I just got used to the remaster or it got better. But what was weird about it is that it had that high def motion of animated characters, that unnatural movement. And the thing that I remember most about the animation style of Perfect Blue is that it was more free flowing, more natural type movement of the characters versus this, this high def not 4K, but HD, version of it. But they still kept it still looked old. It was strange. Like they ramped up, they made it widescreen, full screen, filled it in, made it, but it still looked old. So I actually liked that. I actually like that. I didn't. That's not a thing that I'm not trying to diss it. But it just took me a while to process it, and then after that, I was good. So what'd you think about the graphics?
You know what? I actually agree with you on the same thing. Like, now this was my first time ever watching it. Whenever I did, check it out, and it was kind of, I knew it was gonna have an older look to it.
Wait, hold on.
You never seen it before?
You never seen this before?
No. The first time whenever I did watch it, now I've seen it before already.
Okay,
but the first time I had seen it, I did have that same feeling that you had.
Oh, okay. You mean you had already watched this version before we sat down and talked about? Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm about to pull your anime card.
No, but like,
give me that.
When I watched it, it was kind of like, oh, okay, it was a strange type feel or so. But once like you said, once I kept watching it and I kept getting into it, it didn't bother me. Like, I was able to adjust.
I didn't even notice it no more. So exactly. I don't know if it was still there or not. So what did you think about the graphics?
They looked old. I mean, I didn't think they were very good. I didn't think they were terrible. I didn't think they were terrible, but it just looked old. It looked dated.
Yeah, I don't think they went to the extremes of like the Dragon Ball Z that you're watching. Like, would you say that the Dragon Ball Z you're watching look better than this? Same or a little worse?
Probably better. Well, I don't know. They're different. To me, they're just so different.
It's a different style.
I feel like Dragon Ball might be a little better. I don't know.
And well, they went to more extremes to remaster that version that you're watching. So it's the Dragon Ball is a little bit better. The colors are a little brighter.
Yeah.
And there's more of a new feel to it than Perfect Blue. And what's crazy about that is I believe that Dragon Ball you're watching came out 10 years before this.
Yeah.
So I think you might not. I think you might just be turned off by the art style.
It could be. I just remember that when it started, I was like, "This feels old." Like, and I didn't know what it was. I couldn't tell if it was art style or it was the graphics.
I think it might have been both because it had that hazy look to it, which again I didn't mind.
Yeah,
and then the art style that attention to detail to people's faces and trying to make them look more realistic. Obviously, you had some characters that weren't realistic looking. Oh, yeah. But for generally speaking, they tried to make them look realistic. There's nothing realistic about the people in Dragon Ball Z.
Correct. That's
at
true.
All. Like this looks like a cartoon, for lack of a better term.
And that's the thing.
Right? Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this did look more like people. But so it's totally. That's why I'm having a hard time because I'm like, I guess Dragon Ball Z is a little better, but it's so different because they do look like cartoon characters.
The cars are dated, but the cars look like cars.
Yeah.
The buildings look like buildings.
Yeah.
Right. And as opposed to Dragon Ball Z, those cars they look like cartoon cars.
Yeah.
And the buildings look like cartoon buildings.
Yeah.
And so nothing looks any type of realistic.
So those animes have like a fantasy feel, like you said.
Yeah. So I'm trying. This is
I know.
This is our second time with no spoilers, so I'm just trying to make sure we cover a couple of things. What about the voice acting? Did you watch it in English or you watched it in Japanese? Or did you watch it in French? Is there French?
Now, I actually watched it in Japanese. I watched a little bit in English. It was all right, but for me, I would say I enjoyed it more in Japanese, though.
Excuse me, who are you?
What?
Oh, she didn't pay no attention to this movie either.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, no, I would, like I said, it's just so weird. It's just like I said, for some English stuff, I don't know if it comes over the right way, and there are some like funny situations where the voices wouldn't come out right. Like it's like normal people don't talk like that, but in Japanese, when it comes out, it's like, oh, okay, that flows a lot better the way how they said it.
I think there was only two voices I didn't like. It was one of the main bad guys that was causing trouble in the beginning. I didn't like his voice, and then like the main bad guy,
yeah,
his voice. I was like, his voice didn't even really match at all.
No, not at all.
But,
he was like it was weird.
But everyone else's voice was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't have any problem with anybody else's, but it was those two. I was like, what's happening here?
I know what part you're talking about when she was practicing her lines for that first scene.
Excuse me, who are you?
Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you?
She didn't say it that fast.
No, but she kept saying it. She kept saying it over.
They would have fired you.
She kept saying it over and over again when she was practicing her lines. But no, I thought the voice acting was good. But I felt the same way, except about that bad guy. His voice was awful.
Yeah, it was really bad. So without giving away any spoilers, what about the story itself or the plot of the movie?
Oh man, the story, it had me. This is the one thing I love about, this is me. The thing I love about Satoshi Kon's work is that it kind of subverts at your what you're looking for. You're going in one direction, and it starts kind of like this movie kind of puts you in a direction of like questioning things, like questioning like your perspective and how you're viewing things. And I love that style. That's my favorite style in like
some misdirection.
Yeah, exactly. Your expectations and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it definitely, whenever I get like nervous, I start like biting my fingers. So I'm like, it had me doing that because I'm like,
I was biting mine too. Look at that.
You are not biting it.
Look at that. I got Evan. I got the receipts.
Oh, there you go, right there.
So I liked it because it did get to a point where you're just like, what is going on? Like, what? I'm just confused. And then it was like, the acting started, it started intertwining.
Well, now you're getting into the story. Don't be give me spoilers.
All right, well, it was good.
No, I know what you mean though.
Well, let's go ahead and give our scores and see if we can talk about anything spoiler free before we tell people. Mike, what you got since you ain't want to write down nothing?
No, like for me, no, I gave it a 9.4.
I can't even look at Mike right now.
I'm sorry. No, it's
talking about I did all the math in my head.
No, I actually did do it. Like in all honesty, for the style and art, for the art and the style, what he did was it's actually really good because I actually went more in depth into looking at how he did this. And so originally Satoshi Kon wanted to do this as a live action, but there were some things that he couldn't do in a live action that he could do in Perfect Blue. So he started off as a mangaka. He drew mangas, and that's what helped him become a storyboard writer for this anime. And what he tended to do was, while he was trying to do it, because he made a film beforehand, and it was kind of crappy. In my opinion, it was. But when he actually made this, he kind of wrote it out, and it played out a lot better because he was saying like some of the expectations and some of the twists that he threw in there, it just wouldn't have the same effect if it were done live action. So, like I said, that's why I can appreciate like the animation in it. The only weak portion that I had in it was just some of the music in it, right? Like I did, I liked what they did with certain points and certain things, but it's just the music wasn't so as iconic like his other works, or it didn't have me like feeling like, oh my gosh, like I remember that soundtrack so well or something like that.
Well, I remember the main song.
Mm-hmm.
It sticks in my head, and I feel like I like the use of the main song a lot. When they played it, it wasn't always the I'm on stage dancing. Some of it was a little creepy when they kept playing it.
Yeah.
Right. Certain scenes. So what did you score?
8.44.
What?
No, it wasn't bad.
This is what y'all used to do to me when it was like something awesome, and I give it an 8.4. Y'all be like, y'all, you crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Black Panther was a 10 or 12.
I just felt like I gave it really high scores for the story and the plot and the ending. Like all that got really high. But I felt like the music and I felt like the art style and whatever else, it was like I gave a lot of 8s. I was like, it was good, but I wasn't like, it wasn't great.
Didn't really appeal to you, huh?
Right. So it kind of, it was heavy. Like the first part of how we grade it was mostly 8s. There might have been 1 9 in there. CGI, cinematography, like that kind of stuff. But then the bottom third was high, but it just the way it averaged out was like 8.44.
All right, the math lesson.
You add this and then you divide it by.
I gave it a 9.36.
Hey,
you probably would have gave it a 9.36 if you would have done the math.
Oh, that's weird. Y'all almost got the same score. If you round up, it's a 9.4.
Ain't no rounding up. Yep. It's a 9.36.
But see, I saw some
points. We're basically right there, buddy.
No more points.
But see, I saw some 10s on there. I don't remember what you gave 10s for, but
I saw you all up on my screen.
Ooh, yeah, I see some 10s right there.
Cinematography 10, CGI 10. Yeah. You know why CGI was 10? Because there wasn't none in there.
See,
that's why it was 10. Because they ain't even have no CGI in there. Because this is full blown, just straight up old school hand drawn animation.
See, score 10, I would not have done that.
Yeah, the score. Yeah, I mean,
see,
but my ending was a little bit lower, and I almost put it at a 7. I didn't like the ending at all. That was the lowest. That's the lowest point for me was the ending, not the lowest score. Because I have costume design at an 8 too. Because it was just kind of
Yeah.
But the actual ending itself was like So anyway, before we start getting into the spoilers, I'm gonna hit this.
Spoiler alert.
So everything from here on will no longer be spoiler free. So
Spoiler City.
Spoiler alert.
So if you don't want any spoilers, I don't want you to just turn it off. Maybe you could just hit mute and let the video keep playing, or go check out the ANX Weekly Update because now it's time for
spoiler alert.
Okay, I don't want to start with the ending, but that's what we were talking about.
I'm real quick. Let me just say before you start.
Okay.
I was, as per usual, I was very confused. And I really wanted to Google it so that I could get some cliff notes on what just happened. But I was like, no, I'm not going to Google it. We're going to talk about it on the show.
Google.
Oh, yeah.
So what were you confused about?
So, okay. I don't even know where to start.
First off, I got to give me a Cham poster.
At what?
A Cham.
Who's Cham? Is that their group?
I don't think she watched the show.
Oh, gosh.
Is that the group?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So
put it right here.
No, you don't need a poster.
Cham.
Okay. So my thing is, this lady who they drew her eyes so far apart, her manager or whatever. That was terrible graphics. I mean, I don't know why they made that lady look like that. So in the end, was she the person who was like taunting her? I was so confused.
Taunting her?
Yeah, like
you like sending her those messages and stuff.
Yeah.
So what was the dude that the dude that attacked her?
So what? Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, so what she was doing? Okay, so we know that the main character, she had her agent. She started off as a pop star. She wanted to become a
actress.
An actress. That's what she wanted to go into.
Well, that's not what she wanted to go into.
Oh well,
that's kind of where she was kind of forced in a way, talked into going into that.
Right.
So what happened is her oh my gosh, her manager, basically she was already had her own website, or I guess she was doing her own thing or so. Now if you can explain it better, let me know too. But she was doing her own thing, and she was coercing, if I said the word right, with that with the dude, the security dude or whatever, the guy was there, the stalker.
Okay.
And she was basically kind of like attacking
giving him
her
information.
She was giving him information and also getting at her too for her making, going over towards that and the choices she was doing and everything.
Well, it really wasn't her against her.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, she killed the director.
Yeah.
For making her do those types of scenes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then killed the photographer who took those pictures of her doing those type of scenes. Then killed the other talent agent, the other guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For making her do that kind of stuff. And if I'm remembering a particular line in the movie, I think she used to be a pop idol back in the day, I guess, and didn't make it. So she was kind of trying to live through.
Oh, okay.
What's her name? Mika?
I believe.
Trying to live through her, and like, no, but you're gonna make it. And I'm seeing you like the parent who just makes their kid play basketball because they used to play in high school, but you're gonna make it to college. You're gonna make it to the pros. It was more like that.
And it was crazy because that one, like the ghost looking thing, like it was her. And she was just like jumping around. Was it just like a hallucination? I mean,
yeah, that's your weird. That's
the stuff that doesn't make sense.
That's your weird anime thing.
Okay,
that happens.
What it was, that was Satoshi Kon basically subverting expectations of, that's what she's like you said, it's making you kind of question reality
and make you like kind of crazy.
Yeah. I don't, and yes, that's what he was trying to do. I don't feel like he did a great job pulling it off in this movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, but the misdirection didn't really ever confuse me. Ever. From the first time I ever watched the movie to now. Like the misdirection never really got me. Like, I think, honestly, it took me this time to see this movie to even realize he was trying to do misdirection. I never even, like, paid attention to it before. Like, it didn't. Did the misdirection get you?
You mean by that hallucination?
Well, by the fact that some of the scenes, they tried to make it seem like her acting in the TV show was what was actually happening in real life.
It got me.
And then maybe that these two people that were actors on the set might have been real detectives.
Yes.
And that she was really being interviewed.
Yes.
And like all that, like.
It got me. I got confused. I was like,
it got me too.
I thought at the end, well, like towards the end, when they were showing her in the interview room and the lady detective like was talking to her and she walked out, I thought that was really happening.
And what did she say? I'm a
I'm
model.
a pop star.
She said, I'm a model. Well, she said two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a model now. That's right. I'm a model.
I really, for a second there, I was like, wait, was that not actors? This is like for real what's happening? And she's just confused. Like,
I guess it just never threw me off because there actually, at the end of the day, there never was a scene with the actors in the show that wasn't her actually acting with the actors.
Yeah.
There never was like a dream scenario or hallucination where she was seeing,
Well, there was that one scene where they were outside and she kept going, and the lady was like, oh my God, it's raining, it's cold. Like, that was the only time that they weren't they were acting, but they weren't acting. It showed them out of character.
Right, but they were trying to film for the show.
Right.
Like it wasn't like some kind of dreamland, dream world.
Like I said, I feel like this film is one of those films where if you watch it over again, you start like noticing certain things in there like that. Cause I mean, the first time, like I said, I was lost. I was like, wait a minute, like what's going on? Like I said, he's trying to divert the whole aspect of reality and fantasy and to where you can't tell the difference between what's what.
Yeah. And like I said, it never got me. And then so I felt like that part could have been done a little bit better. They could have done something to mix and twist worlds just a little bit more.
So I wonder so whatever happened to that guy? Because remember she like beat him up, and then when she brought the lady back, he was gone.
You know what?
Which guy?
The bad guy.
Oh, the bad guy?
The dude, the stalker.
Yeah, who like tried to rape her basically.
You want me to tell you the messed up thing about it when I watched it? I was sitting like, I don't know if she beat that dude down or not for real. Like,
right?
That's how much it like diverted my like.
Wait, what's real?
Yeah, it made me wonder if he was real or not.
Yeah.
Well, he could have been real, but for all we know, she could have been the one who actually killed the producer. I mean, the talent manager, thinking she was fighting the bad guy.
Exactly.
For all we know. So,
and that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh my gosh, did she actually, do this stuff? But I think she actually did beat that dude down though.
Yeah, I mean the way it ended, I definitely could have had a part 2.
Oh, absolutely.
But there never was one. And it sounds like from based off your score, if they were ever able to remake it, do a whole remake with better graphics, then your score might be somewhere closer to ours.
Yeah, and the thing about this one, I didn't love the ending either.
Yeah, it was weak.
But I gave it.
Week.
You may want to say you may want to call it giving it a pass. I did give it a pass because I was like, because I like things like that where even though I didn't love the ending, I loved what he was trying to do, which was flip the script basically. Like, this is not all what you thought was going on. So,
Yeah, I mean, so that part was like okay, but just to be real, no, I would have let her ass get run over.
Oh yeah,
by that truck. Like, you're not about to be stabbing me and chasing me and.
I didn't understand that at all.
Ruining my career and killing people I know, and then I'm gonna save you from the truck.
Yeah, my thing is, while she was running, screaming for help, it's like nobody don't hear this girl running around here like this, like
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so the big twist. Oh my gosh! I told my friend, I said, dude,
shout out.
I told him, hey,
shout out to your friend.
Yeah, exactly. I said, dude, watch Perfect Blue. Because he watched Millennium Actress at first, and he loved Millennium Actress because Millennium Actress does the same thing like with the whole actors and like, okay, are they actually doing this or not? But they do it on an extreme level.
Oh, okay.
So I told him to watch it. When he got to the part 2 where the girl woke up and she realized it's like, wait a minute, I'm not in my room. It's like everything is different. Like, it looks the same, but it's not the same. And then that's when she came to a realization of, oh my gosh, like, and then she started realizing, oh, this is her manager who's doing this. And then I think for a lot of people that kind of blew their mind and expectations of what happened.
I'm trying to remember, when did she figure it out? I remember
it was at the end, towards the end.
I think when she looked at her fish.
Yeah, the fish, and the fish were back alive, and there was like more fish in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then she opened and the apartment was clean. We kept seeing multiple shots of her apartment being raggedy and tore up and not clean. And then when she opened the window, like, I think she had more of a view of the city.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this when she opened the window, it was like a train going by, and it was like some buildings right there.
Oh, I didn't even get that. So was she? So she was trying to trick her to think she was in her own apartment, and she was realizing, wait, something's not right. This is not my apartment.
I think her manager took idolizing way too hard.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing about it, made me wonder.
The thing about the manager was she was pretending to be her.
Yeah.
Right.
Online, in Mika's room, everything. She was just pretending to be her. So her apartment looked just like her apartment would.
And she kept calling Mika the fake one to the other guy.
Yeah, she kept telling the bad guy, like, no, the one you see on TV is fake. I'm the real Mika. And she's doing bad stuff now. I don't want to do this stuff, but I'm doing, she's doing it.
Yeah.
And she's making me look bad. So now you need to go kill her.
And
then if you notice, when she picked her up and she was all tired and worn out, she was like, we're going to go back to Mika's room now. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. That's what she said when she picked them in and they were going home. She said, yeah, we're going to go back to Mika's room. And then when she woke up, that's when she kind of looked around and figured out, like, yo, this ain't my house.
Ew, that's creepy.
I know.
And then that's when she came out dressed like her.
Yep.
And then
everything
hit the fan.
I'm sorry, but that scared. Like, I was like, when you said you were biting your finger, and you were biting your fingers too. Like, when they showed her like skipping down there, chasing her, and then they showed in the mirror like she's like running at her like this. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like that. Like I was on the edge of my seat. Like, that had, like, my heart was pounding. Like, girl, like, get out of there. Like, she's crazy. She's trying to kill you now.
Yeah, trying to kill you with an umbrella.
Yeah. Oh,
the sharpest umbrella I've ever seen. The So let me talk about something that I did like that I don't know if y'all noticed, and this is why I like the music so much. It wasn't necessary. It's not that I did or didn't like the song. I thought the song was fine. I feel like it was iconic. When I think of Perfect Blue, I think of the Cham song that they're singing. So I do feel like it stuck with me, and it was more of an iconic song.
Okay.
When you think about Perfect Blue, though, do you think about that song?
Yeah, I do
song?
actually. Yeah.
Now think about the whole movie. Does that song have anything to do with like the movie of like a killer and trying to take your personality and try to be you, and like it has nothing to do with like the main part of the story, yet that's still what you think of.
Yeah.
Now again, when they were using that same song in those scary moments, it made it that much more creepy. But what I liked how they used the music was, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but it was like Cham song singing, yeah, and then all of a sudden there would be a door that was open, and the music would immediately stop.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
The music would immediately stop, and then it would be Mika doing her acting and no longer in her singing, because that's what they were kind of showing her singing and dancing, and then it would stop with the doorknob, and then she would be on set doing her more adult, non-pop idol stuff, right? And they kept doing that. They kept doing that over and over and over, and I was like, that's so dope if you catch it.
Yeah, no, but that's one of the reasons why I go so hard on some animes or even movies when it comes to like how the music plays, because it can have a very big impact on the feel and the story of what's happening.
So it wasn't like the greatest song I've ever heard.
Yeah. But it was used well though.
It was just the way it was used. That's why that's why it has a 10. It's just like,
which I understand.
This like I said, when I think of that
makes more sense.
When I think of that movie, I think of this song, and that song does not represent this movie at all. It's like the total opposite of what this movie is, but it's still stuck in my head. So it's just like, I tried to trick you in the beginning, but she wasn't paying no attention.
No, I got confused. Okay, no. When it started, I looked up and I was like, oh, there's those Power Rangers that Mike's always talking about. And then so I looked down because I thought it was a preview.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get you.
And he goes, that's that stuff Mike watches. Or you said something that.
I was trying to get her to think that you got us to watch one of these Power Ranger anime shows.
Oh no,
that would have been perfect.
I thought it was
Perfect Blue.
Yes,
I totally thought it was a preview for the show that you watched, because it was showing like these Power Ranger people, and so I just assumed it was a preview to the movie. And then he goes, "You're not paying attention." And I was like, I didn't know it started.
Yeah, and then she started like asking questions, and like somebody said something, and I was like, "What did they say?" And she was like, "I don't know." I was like,
"Oh,
I always do that. I talk
guys.
during the worst time. I'm terrible at it.
It's all good." But you know what? One thing,
it's all good.
No,
it's
I mean,
it's all good.
No, because like I would rather you ask questions.
It didn't ruin my experience, so it's whatever.
I mean, I would rather you ask and find out, because that means you have interest in it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you didn't have any interest, you wouldn't ask questions. You'd just be like,
and then it was bugging me because in that opening scene when she was doing her last performance, or she was going to make the announcement, like whatever.
Yeah.
And they were showing all the people in the crowd, and none of the people had faces, and I was like, that's so weird.
I think that might have been part of the remaster. Like I'm not saying they had a full face, but I think on the regular version they had more face than you saw.
Oh.
But it just wasn't detailed.
Yeah.
Like it might have just been eyes and maybe a mouth. But because of the remaster and the way they had to fill in the colors, I think it just made it look all the way blank. But if you really look close, you can see
it looked creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just part of the art
that's
style.
what they try to aim for. But one thing I want to say is that if you ever about the influences of like Satoshi Kon in a movie like Perfect Blue, because there are some actual Hollywood people from Hollywood that actually use scenes and things from Perfect Blue in big films that have done really good. And
what was that movie where he was stuck in a box? Was that Josh Brolin? And they copied it. There was an anime.
Stuck in a box? I don't know.
Was he underground?
Yeah, he was buried.
Wasn't that the dude who played Deadpool?
Maybe
Ryan Reynolds?
Maybe it was Ryan Reynolds.
And he had a cell phone. He was like, "Oh, my cell phone's going out and everything." I think I watched that.
It was like he was buried alive or something. And I remember you were the one that told me, you were like, there's an anime. This is from an anime. And And I was like, oh, it was, but this was like 7 years ago.
Buried Alive. No, are you talking about Old Boy?
No. Was Old Boy made here in America?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I feel like on the trailer, I feel like he got out of a box or something, like in the beginning.
Maybe. Either way, the point that I'm trying to make though is, yes, I can see where they take inspiration from this.
Because I was looking it up. Now I haven't watched Black Swan.
Okay.
And the thing is that
that's racial.
When I was, but like when I was looking at some parallels that people were making. Now here's the thing about it. To Inception and Paprika, I can see that. Obviously, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Black Swan. But like when I was seeing Black Swan and some of the parallels they were making, they did some of the stuff that I seen from this, like, and that's why I wanted to ask you if you can. I don't know if you can remember Black Swan that well, but
it's been a while.
It's been a while, but like
she ain't even trying to. She's trying to Google something while we're doing the podcast.
No, I already told him, and he had asked me about that before.
Are you actually looking it up, or
no?
Oh. I was hoping she was looking it up.
No, I saw Black Swan like when it came out, and I feel like it came out like 7 years ago.
That's one of those ones you just watching. Okay, cool.
Or maybe like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like I seen some parallels from Black Swan where I guess they did do the same thing where when she looked in the mirror, she saw somebody looking at her. There was somebody who did the same thing like the manager.
Yeah, she was copying her or something, trying to be like her. Yeah. And
then too, it's like she wasn't an idol, but I think she was like a ballerina or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like I feel like there was some inspiration taken from that. And there was another movie too that I seen that was called let me see.
What are y'all doing on y'all phones?
I'm actually looking this up. Requiem for
a Dream.
Yeah. So Requiem for a Dream, they had a scene in there where they showed the girl in the tub and then she just screamed in the tub. Mm-hmm. They actually did that in Perfect Blue. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people mention that it's like that scene came from that. So, you can see there's a lot of influences that anime has, like these great minds like Satoshi Kon. They have so much influence on American work. It's amazing, but a lot of people don't know.
And what's crazy about this movie is, I think it was more a part of the failed.
My eyes are burning.
It's time for Mike's bedtime. You look like a little kid. When they're tired, they rub their eyes.
My eyes are burning.
I don't know. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of the failed misdirection that was happening, right? Mm-hmm. But it was a situation where, for the most part, she did feel the same way that the manager felt. Mm-hmm. She was trying to hide it and suppress it.
Oh yeah.
Where the manager was just outright like, no, she don't need to be doing this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then it finally got to her and she was kind of freaking out about it as well.
Oh yeah. And it's just, but that's the thing about it. Like, that's crazy seeing like the buildup of it like that. And then, like you said,
I did not see that coming. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like the craziest twist ever, but I did not see that coming.
It did get you though.
Yeah.
It got me too. So, I mean, I loved it. I loved.
And it's weird because they kept drawing that lady differently. Like, even in that one scene with the end when she looked just like her, in 1 minute, like she'd be like real thin. And then in another scene, she looked like chubby.
Yeah.
And then but within seconds, within different shots, it was like,
I don't think they ever showed her thin. Anytime she was thin, it was the hallucination, as we call it, of Mika.
I guess that's true. Maybe that's what it is. But it felt like she was kind of morphing because it's like, and I can't remember the order in which it happened. I just remember looking at her, and at first she looked just like Mika. That's her name? Mm-hmm. Like in one scene, it was like you look just like her, but then something would happen. It would switch shots, and then you look back, and you could tell it was the other lady. Yeah. And then it would like kind of switch shots, and it looked like the lady's face, but Mika's body. Like it just kept kind of getting. I was like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, that's what he aims for. He aims to kind of make you think, because like you said, like to us, he was just fooling us the whole time. Where, like how you said, like when we saw Mika kill those people, like with the ice pick, which I was like, oh gosh,
yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. that was actually the other woman.
Right.
But they made us think, oh, that could have been her, but we don't know.
Right. Yeah, I was
You know?
like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And so that's but I did kind of like that. I honestly did like the whole, like, I guess I feel like at the same time too, this could have been the reason why she saw her manager like her too was only because she is kind of, I guess this is just my interpretation, she was probably haunted by her choices and things that she was making too. Do you think that makes sense? Or
Who was this? The manager?
no, the Mika, like she's seen herself coming after her, because this is kind of like her past, and you know, this is like herself basically going after herself for doing what she is doing. Like, you know, you think that's too big of a stretch, or?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really see that. Cause well, let me put it this way. I don't think Mika has anything to do with, I don't think she cares much about the manager at all. Not like she doesn't care for her, but I don't think she's even a thought in her mind until she realizes, like, I'm not at my house. The twist in the movie. As far as her hallucinating and seeing her pop idol self, maybe, but I don't really think it has anything to do with the manager.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Se.
Like, I think that she probably just portrayed like her own self. Like, oh my gosh, this is like even though she knows it's like, oh my gosh, I'm being chased by myself type deal. You know, like that's what I kind of wonder. But in reality, this is just her manager who's crazy. But you know, I'm just kind of looking deep into like why they were portraying her looking like her. Yeah, you know, because I mean, she can obviously look at her and be like, that's just my manager.
Yeah,
you know,
I think it was supposed to represent what the good, untarnished reputation that she had, and the fact that the manager was trying to protect that. So, if you thought her doing the, what did they call it? Smut?
Oh, yeah.
The smutty, slutty scenes. If you see that as being a bad thing, you can see the manager as being a good guy, like Thanos.
Yeah.
In a certain way. Like, it depends on how bad you think the scenes are. It's not like she was doing porn. Yeah. So that, you know, so it was I can't go all the way and say she was the good guy, but if it was, if it was, let's just say she was really like a prostitute, like a real prostitute, then sleeping with producers to get the role, then maybe you can see the manager being more of a good guy, quote unquote. But, yeah.
But I absolutely love this film.
So last time we did this, we had some major audio problems. Remember?
Oh please, I
just pressed the button and I didn't hear nothing. So, good thing we at the end, I guess.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all got anything else y'all want to bring up while we're talking to ourselves? Not even recording.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't have nothing.
Okay.
I'm good.
So everybody recommends the movie, even though you gave it 8.4?
Yeah, like I said, I know that seems like a low score, but I didn't mean it like in a bad way. I mean, I do like the movie. I think it's good, and you know, I kind of want to go rewatch it now because I feel like I missed so much stuff.
We're always watching Mika's Room.
Oh gosh,
she was like, what? She was kind of airhead. She was kind of ditzy.
She seemed young.
She was kind of dumb.
Yeah, usually idols are really young.
Yeah, she seemed like she was.
Because a lot of times they start singing and stuff at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seemed like she was like maybe 18 at the oldest.
Because they have these like super groups over there. It's like, you know, they start off at a young age, but they're like in a huge group, and then smaller groups inside of the big group. And then hopefully at the end, 2 or 3 will break out. In this case, the 2 end up making it big.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, the 3 were kind of popular as well. So anyway, Perfect Blue is dope. Go watch it. It's probably my favorite anime movie. At least that's what the website says. Because of all the stuff we talked about earlier. So just in case you didn't realize, the reason we gave you round 2 is because this movie is a perfect example of a cartoon that is not for your kids.
You know what? I'm really hoping that now that we watch some more Satoshi Kon films, I wonder if you'll actually be able to swap Perfect Blue for a whole nother one of his films now.
Probably not, but maybe.
Never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But Perfect Blue, if y'all want to check it out, link down in the description below. Y'all ready to wrap up the show?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I was able to hear that. So maybe it's not too bad.
Hopefully not.
Because I'm going to be mad.
I'll lose my cool.
Because it's hard doing these on Monday.
Yeah.
I know it's the best time for you, but it's hard. Hey,
I understand.
it's hard. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the social media thing real quick. Follow us at ANX Gamecast on all social media outlets and wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Speaking of your favorite podcast, this one you're listening to right now on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. Videos on YouTube. You can see me holding up a Perfect Blue DVD right now. And doesn't that sound cool? Not really. But anyway, come check us out on YouTube under AVersion TV. Go there, watch the videos, like the videos, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates.
That's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening to ANX Gamecast. Join us next week where we will have our full Paprika review. See you next time.
Excuse me, who are you?